A very good evening, a very good morning, a very whatever time you're tuning in. Karibu tena to yet another episode of Truth Point. My name is Elvis Omondi, and this past week a lot of activities, a lot of functions, a lot of events, a lot of occurrences have occurred in this country as pertaining to politics, but chief among them is the flooding of Nairobi. Nairobi seems to be a sinkhole. Everybody on Friday was almost stranded. If you're in the CBD, if you're in South B, if you're in South C, if you're in the outskirts of the city, you are affected by the rain. Is it a case of failure of leadership, or is it that the leadership has found itself in the wrong place at the wrong time? To help us analyze this and other happenings in the world of politics, we have Mr. Innocent with us. Karibu, Mr. Innocent.
Asante sana.
Uko salama?
Uko salama kabisa.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know for you Nairobians,
Yes.
it has been a tough time.
Very tough.
Yeah, lakini unajua mambo hii ya climate change
Uh-huh.
and other historical happenings
Mm-hmm.
which that have necessitated this to happen.
Uh-huh.
But we'll talk about them.
Yes, and on that, on Friday, most of us, I think it caught us unawares.
Yes.
And I was among those who were stranded in the rains. And I was speaking to some of the people who we were stranded with, and they are telling me that in the last 20 years, they've been in Nairobi for 20 years, some 30 years, they've never seen anything like this.
Yes.
Is it something that we could have prevented? The leadership of Nairobi County? Is it something that could have been, they could have put in place measures to ensure that we as Nairobians were not caught in the floods?
True. Okay, now number one, this is a new phenomenon in the sense that we are receiving more than the expected amount of rainfall. And of course, we had gotten some weather alerts from the Department of Meteorological Affairs, and they had indicated that this first week of March, we will have above normal rainfall. So number one, we Kenyans, we are not very keen on such alerts. Yeah, so we should have known that there will be rainfall and it will be above the normal one. And number two, the issue of Nairobi ni kawaida, kukinyesha tu kidogo lazima kutakuwa na some crazy traffic jam. And this time, Nairobi is developing. And if you go back to the history, you'll realize that there was the planner of Nairobi when Nairobi was being put into foundation. And that was during the construction of the railway, because Nairobi propped up from the railway. From the railway. So Nairobi initially was a swampy place, and actually the colonialists had a conversation. How are we going to make Nairobi the capital city of Kenya? And it is a swamp. Naturally, it's a swamp. And that was the reason why Machakos was actually being proposed to be the capital city of Kenya. But afterwards, they agreed to have it here in Nairobi because of the reasons they had then. So, from the beginning, from the laying of the Nairobi's foundation, we were ready for this because a swamp, and wherever there's nothing certain like water. Water is like tax and death.
It will always come.
Yeah, water will always find its way where it has to be. So, and over the years, we have also done injustices to the waterways. Look at here in Westlands. Look at even some parts of Kilimani. We have constructed high-rise buildings on top of rivers and on top of wetlands. So now we have to pay we have to face the consequences because these are human. These are our careless moves and our greediness that has led to all these kind of things.
But when you come to think of it, the current administration of Nairobi County, under Governor Johnson Sakaja, key among the pledges that was made in 2022 was pertaining to drainage. And when they were making these pledges pertaining to drainage, they knew very well Nairobi is a swamp. They knew very well that it has been flooding. And to quote Dr. Oburu Oginga,
Yeah.
when it floods every single year, it does not become an emergency.
Yes.
How is it an emergency when last year it was flooding? How does it become an emergency when the year before, last year, it was also flooding?
Exactly. So you see, talk is very cheap. And this is where now our politicians need to be very careful, because Governor Johnson Sakaja is getting the blame because, of course, he's the incumbent today, and he made those pledges, and the people expected him to do so. But for him to be able to achieve that, there must be very serious radical reforms and changes. Some buildings have to go down. Some roads have to be, the cause of those roads have to be changed. And that will call for very serious political sacrifice. And the other thing is also about some of these drainages are there, but they are blocked because of our carelessness. Again, we throw polythene, plastic bottles, garbage all over, and this has led to this. But what I would, as a Kenyan, and we need to look at very radical reforms in this Nairobi, and that will call for bipartisan political approach. And part of it, when we saw the transfer of some
Functions.
roles from the county government to the national government, I think now we are on the right track. We'll be able now to perform such roles to an extent that it won't be blamed only on because there is a far that the governor can go, but with the coming in of the national government, we'll be able to push it even further.
Even before we go to the transfer of functions,
Yes.
because we'll talk about that, from the Nairobi County government to the national government,
Yeah.
you have stated that when it comes to managing the flood situation in Nairobi, it involves sacrifices,
Yes.
bringing down buildings.
Yeah.
And previously, in the past administration, that is the Uhuru Kenyatta administration, we saw buildings being brought down. There is a building along Langata Road
Yes.
that was brought down. Not even Langata Road, at the junction with Raila Odinga, the Bangathi Way.
Yeah,
There was
sure.
a building that was brought down there. There was a building, there was a mall somewhere, uko mbele.
At the Uko Outer Ring.
Outer Ring.
Yeah.
There was a
when it
mall.
was Taj Mall.
Taj Mall, yes. The Taj Mall was brought down.
Yes.
And is it that the governor is choosing convenience over a service delivery to the people? Is he not ready to make some of these sacrifices?
Of course, your guess is as good as mine. Because of what we call political expediency, trying to please this group, trying to please the other. There are those things that they are not too convenient to do. For example, you can imagine bring down Taj Mall. It took a lot of years. Taj Mall was supposed to be brought down during Kibaki's time, but it survived, and it survived. It survived Kibaki's time. It survived part of Uhuru's time, but by the second term of Uhuru, it had to go down, and the one at Langata Road. So. That's why I'm calling for a bipartisan approach and to do what we are supposed to do, regardless of whoever owns that building, whoever owns that parcel, whoever wields the power. Let us do what is supposed to do. And as this morning I was talking about, our leaders tend to be a little bit selfish and to do things that are so convenient to them. And we forget about the welfare of the very common mwananchi. You know, if we were to think about the very common mwananchi, you won't even care who is the owner of this building. As long as it is against the law to have this building in a certain place, let it go down.
What is the risk of making some of these decisions to Governor Sakaja?
Of course, let me tell you, why is he not able to collect garbage well in Nairobi? Why is he not able to clear hawkers in the CBD?
What is the risk? From a political, analytical perspective,
exactly.
What is the risk of not taking some of these decisions that, if you ask me, if a building that is blocking a waterway is cleared, one person, the owner of the building, will feel the pinch. But the greater public will celebrate, the greater public translate to more votes for Sakaja.
That's the
What is
ideal
risk?
situation. That is the ideal situation. But Sakaja was not elected on his own. He was part of the Kenya Kwanza government. So Sakaja is an individual, and that is where our politics goes wrong. Cannot be elected in Nairobi on his own.
on his own agenda.
That is the
Why
truth
can
of the matter.
Sakaja be elected on his own agenda?
So,
I mean, the guy is learned, he's young, he has had a prosperous political career, he had a manifesto.
There are questions about the learning. But there are so many interests. You never know who owns these buildings. Maybe he is his financier. Maybe he owns a pivotal role in the party, or he's a senior government official. So those are the things. Or those are the things. It's collectively what I'm calling political expediency. Yeah, but we need to now move beyond that. We need to move beyond that. You remember, even there were questions about why have we delayed in improving and enhancing our railway from the meter gauge railway to now the standard gauge railway. And during Moi times, during the first term of Kibaki, the thing was we can't do it because kuna wale mabwenyenye wenye wakona these big logistics company. If we do the SGR,
we're going to get out of the market.
So you see, such some funny interests. There is a road between a place called Makutano Mamwala to Kirimani. And for so long, it was being used as a campaign tool until
that is in Machakos.
Until when Governor Mutua came into the picture. And it was being argued that some businessmen were saying, if we do that Kirimani Makutano road, we will cut off some logistic companies from going through Thika. You see, if you are coming from Mombasa, you don't need to go through Nairobi Thika. Yeah, you can cross,
you can go
and
through
you are going
Machakos,
to Garissa.
Nairobi.
Yeah, but you can. If you are going now from Mombasa to Garissa, you can come through. And now, of course, we have the Kitui Road, the Kibwezi Kitui Road. But now from Machakos, you can cross through Kilimani, join at Matu, and go to Garissa. So, such funny issues.
It's a balance between the political and the economic benefits of some people.
Some selfish people. Yeah. So what I'm saying is that our politicians should understand that their key role should be to the common good,
not to individual. And I think we have seen some leaders who have made the sacrifice when it comes to public good versus individual good. Former governor Makueni, Kivutha Kibwana, at a time when he was under duress from the members of county assembly, he said, you know what, I'm not, I have a strong spine, whatever you want, I'm not giving you.
Exactly.
In fact, I'm calling on the president to dissolve this thing and go back to elections.
Yes.
Why is it difficult? Why doesn't it seem difficult? Because if you ask me, if Sakaja were to make some of these decisions, he will become a hero.
Exactly. But that is now where you differentiate strong leaders and puppets. Sakaja, for lack of a better word, I will call him a puppet.
A puppet of?
Yeah, a puppet of some people somewhere, of some big guys somewhere. Okay. That's why he is not able to make
some of these hard decisions.